From going with a pile of student debt and then a graduate loan to converting my first HMO right up to a big commercial conversion of 30,000 square foot and building a multi-million pound property development business. In this video, I'm going to share with you my story. Hi, I'm Nicholas Wallwork, globally published author of Investing in International Real Estate for Dummies and CEO of the Red Brick Development Group. Now, property investment is not a get-rich-quick scheme. It is not financial freedom overnight in 15 minutes. Don't let people tell you such. If you see people having these crazy claims, run a million miles because they're just trying to sell you a highly overpriced course. Now, it's all about mindset. It's all about overcoming problems. It's about bringing together the right team of people to help you develop out your site and smash your goals in property investing and developing. And in this video, I'm going to continue to tell you how I did it. It can be quite tough and lonely to get to this level of success because a number of the journeys along the way, you're locked in your own home office or you're at a site where you're not working with direct colleagues. You might have a few subcontractors you're working with. You might be making all the decisions. You might not have the luxury of a business partner to turn to for advice. I've been lucky. I've had a business partner in one of our main development companies and I've worked with a lot of very interesting people. I make sure I get out there and network with people. Now, it's not all doom and gloom and there are steps you can follow to make your own journey a success. Let me show you how. Sit in that one, yeah. You don't jump straight to success in life. There are steps to take, as I've said, and ultimately you've got to learn along the way. Learning is part of doing business. As an entrepreneur, you've got to fail to learn in many ways. I've had plenty of failures and mistakes that I term mistakes over the years, but I couldn't have possibly known they would be mistakes when I entered into that particular journey. But subsequently, I've understood more about property development and investing. I've built a really good power team around me. People like accountants and brokers, construction managers, project managers, quantity surveyors. And those are just a few of the many, many consultants that I work with on a day-to-day basis on a number of our sites and a number of our mentee client sites. For your own property investment and development journey, there are plenty of things you can learn easily. There's all the low-hanging fruit of property forums, there's books, there's ebooks, there's Facebook groups, there's networking groups, there's online networking groups, there's Zoom calls. There's of course lots of property courses out there. Obviously be very careful who you choose to work with, check their track record and do your due diligence on them. Check you know who you're working with. They've actually done what they've said they've done and they've got the experience they say they have. But ultimately, it's all about building that knowledge. It's trying to fast track that knowledge through education. Always put your education first. I believe in the sort of the funnel of education, which is all that low-hanging fruit I just mentioned, then going into some courses, then perhaps do some mentoring and other things and consultation to get you to the higher levels you can get to quicker than perhaps I did. It's taken me 20 years to get where I've got. I reckon you can fast track that into, maybe 5 to 10 years with the right training and education. That being said, you can do a lot of stuff on your own. You're going to be doing stuff on your own anyway, getting stuck into the sites, sometimes learning the hard way. It's all about not being afraid of failure and learning from your mistakes. My view is you're either learning or you're making money. It's one or the other, isn't it? One of the other key things I've learned through my journey is how to work with investors, how to use other people's money. Now, that could encompass all the financial products out there, bridge loans, land and development loans, etc., private equity money, and of course, joint ventures. We do a lot of joint ventures with people where they either bring the capital or they bring a development site that they don't know how to develop, and we'll partner with them to get it developed out. But learning how to use other people's money, whether it's the bank or working with a private investor or doing a joint venture with someone, has been instrumental in the growth of my business. I ran out of capital after my first 3 or 4 properties and was scratching my head, how do I keep doing this? I know how to make money now. I've got a great business, a great model. I'm hardworking, I'm ethical, and I'm passionate about what I do. And I needed some more capital to get going. So the logical place was to look to private investors to create a win-win relationship. One of the things I firmly believe in my business is win-win relationships. It's working with investors to give them an excellent rate of return where we go off and build the sites and do all the hard work. And there are varying degrees of relationship that we've cultivated and enjoyed over the years with various investors. Some are more completely hands-off and others are a bit more hands-on where we're sort of part educating someone through the build and everything in between. So, if you're going on your journey, think about working with other people and working with investors early on in your journey. You need a few deals under your belt. You need to show an investor that you're creditworthy, that you're lendable, you've got a reasonable track record, that you're not going to lose their money, because risk is all important. So structuring a deal correctly, learning about deal structuring, learning about corporate structures, learning about tax implications, all of these things, of course they'll come with time, but you also need to put some effort in early on to get the right advisors and to learn about it early, because you need to make yourself investable to these investors. One of the pivotal moments in your own journey will come when you decide to scale up. And it might be when you decide to take on that investment from outside, or just indeed do more of what you're doing, work with more people, more investors, more JVs, or put more of your own time into the business. Maybe you're only part-time, you've still got a main day job. And I'd highly recommend, by the way, anyone out there looking to get into property investment, don't give up the day job until you've got a couple of investments under your belt. Make sure you're lendable from the main lenders. Make sure you've got a little bit of track record so you can potentially take some inward investment on to grow the business. You can't just jump full-time and expect to be earning serious income from day one. It's almost impossible. Even a house renovation can take a few months, if not longer. So be careful when you choose to pivot, but when you do, make sure you're educated, good track record, and you've got enough tools in your toolkit that you know you're actually already earning before you ditch the day job. Now, don't forget your marketing and branding as part of your business. You need to treat your property investments like a business. That's key to do from day one. Put in a small marketing budget. Do some videos like the one I'm doing now. Talk about your journey, document it. Even if you've not done a site, document the sourcing of that site. Document your learning journey. Start to get a following and start to show people who you are and get them to know a little bit about that person behind the camera. Hopefully, you will come across as yourself and people will gain a rapport with you and like what you're doing. I think people like to work with people they like. I certainly do, and I like to create win-win relationships with everyone I work with. I enjoy having fun with what I do. I enjoy going along that journey with people and sharing in the knowledge and indeed the rewards when we make them. So, you know, marketing can be a complicated and long subject in itself, as can accounting and all the business practices you need to treat your property investments and developments like a business. But don't neglect those. Don't assume someone else is going to do it for you. I learned pretty early on in my career that the accountant didn't know anything about a property investment business, our first accountant anyway, unfortunately. We've upgraded accountants a couple of times since, and now we have one of the best in the country, and we have, as you can imagine, probably over 30 entities roughly in our property investment portfolio. That's limited companies and stuff. So our accounting period gets quite stressful and a lot of work. So you can imagine I probably know more about accounting than a lot of basic level home accountants, certainly from a strategic point of view. I don't like to get into the detail of doing bookkeeping and invoice raising, but clearly the strategic stuff I've seen lots of different structures to protect wealth and to pay a fair amount of tax. You know, I think it's really important that we pay a fair amount of tax. We pay an awful lot of tax. We pay 6 sums of corporation tax most years. So it's you know, really important that you do an ethical business, that you give back to the community, you build the right product. Think about how your product will come across to people and how you can give back to the housing community in the UK in particular, where you're looking to deliver a quality product. And that should shine through in all of your marketing and business related activities. It's going to be fun. So I hope some of those general tips and tricks have shown you how I've built my career over the years and how important various elements of property investing and developing is not just about property. It's about being a business. It's about being a people person. It's about marketing and accounting and general business practices. There are steps you can take to get you to huge levels of success. I've documented those on this channel at various stages. We document the builds we do how-to videos like this. So if you like this video, please do like it, please do subscribe and hit the bell icon to be notified of future videos. I value you in my community. Please reach out, please comment. I'd love to hear what you guys are up to. I hope this video has been useful. We're going to do loads more, so make sure you join us on our journey. Now, if you'd like to also be mentored by me, help you practically get going, if you've come off the back of a course, if you'd like advice in property in any shape or form, whether it's changing strategies or whatnot, do get in contact with the details around this video. I want to JV with you. I want to work with you in some capacity. Let me help you. Let's create a win-win relationship together. All the best for now. Take care. Bye-bye.